So, welcome to today's stream. It's Leicester City versus Leeds United. So, today Leicester can mount a challenge for the title that can put them quite far into the title race. Is that working, aye?
No, it is.
Aye, see, it's working. I knew it was working. Right, okay. So, when you come through, it'll be fine. Right, so today it's myself, Colin, and it's Graham.
Just way behind right now.
We're a little bit behind because it didn't quite come on when it should have. I was just saying there about Leicester City could put a big charge on here for the title because of Man United's slip up yesterday and midweek as well. They've pretty much lost 5 points. They could have been 6.
Well, soon see, but Leicester was like this last season, and then after the whole lockdown and they came back, they just lost everything.
So today, Leicester are looking quite strong. James Maddison's on quite a good goal scoring charge at the moment.
Didn't know that.
I think he scored 5 in the previous 6, I think it is. Let me double check that just now.
I know he takes quite a lot of long shots, but don't keep up to date how many he actually scores.
I'm pretty sure he has. And here's the Leeds team. So Leeds are going to be quite attacking, so it'll be interesting to see how Leeds fare against a Leicester side.
Hopefully they are better than last time, because last time we watched the Leeds match, they were just absolutely useless.
They weren't that good. But I think the way that Leeds will set out and the way that Leicester will set out, I think Brendan Rodgers will encourage Leicester to sit back a bit. That will allow the Leeds team to.
But that's fine.
Crack on.
Calvin Phillips is back, so there should be a lot of passes going through him.
That's true.
Hopefully.
We were saying that the last time that there was a lot of play that wasn't going through Calvin Phillips because he was on a suspension. So hopefully now with him back in the team, there can be a lot going from the defence to the midfield and forward.
Well, but to see it's getting ready for kick-off at the moment. They still need to do that kneel, and after that.
So we'll just check in the league rate. So Leicester are in third on 20 games, and if they win, they go 42 points. They go 42 points. That puts them 1 point ahead of Manchester United, and then that'll put them on even games. And Leeds are sitting in 12th on 26 points on 19 games. So if they win, they can go on the same points as Southampton in 11th. That puts them on the same games as well. Not too sure about the goal difference, but that'll put them in a good position. So both teams have a lot to play for in this, and both teams will want to do well because they both want to start climbing the table. And I think Leicester, I think Brendan Rodgers will see that because Man United have slipped up, this could put them in second place. So here we are, kick off Bamford.
Well, with Leeds, you're going to get is an attacking minded team down the right most of the and crosses into Bamford.
Just going to attack.
With Leicester, it's more a short passing match and passes to Vardy if he's on, but I think he's actually injured.
He's out with a hip issue, or is it a knee issue? He's getting an operation, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. So that's what he is just now. He couldn't play on any longer, so they've taken him out just now.
That's bad for Leicester, especially when they're coming to the mid of the season.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they go in for anybody towards the end of this transfer window, even somebody on loan.
I think they'll go for Edward. They've been rumoured to go for him since last summer. Be a perfect time to go for him. He's Celtic's assistant doesn't really want him, so if he put in a good offer, I can see him going to Leicester, and it'd be a good replacement and a good long-term replacement for Vardy.
Just to make sure it sounds okay.
Maybe not get him for like 1 million, but you'll get him for at least 20, and it's a good price for a player of his age.
I think Edouard will go this transfer. I think what was being discussed earlier at Celtic, they're trying to sell off a lot of players, so that if they do get a new manager come in, they're just ready to.
They need to sell players because they've got too many average players that are not doing the job.
There's a free kick here to Leicester,
especially the manager.
Well, I think because of the old connection, well, obviously Brendan Rodgers and Celtic, and Brendan and Edouard, it'd be a good buy.
Leicester closes it in.
Oh!
Over.
I don't know what that was. It was.
I think he went for a shot.
I think it was more of a shot than it was a cross.
Because if you look at it, it just looked at the goal prior hitting that. So I think he realised that the goalkeeper was out a wee bit, and he went for the goal. If it was a little bit lower, then I think it would have at least. Obviously, goalkeeper would need to make a save out of that. But
yeah, just put in the chat if sounds okay. That's what I'm trying.
It should be okay. It sounded okay when I checked it earlier.
Is it? It's because there was some issues with that yesterday.
Obviously, just double check it, but when I checked it earlier, it was working okay.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to say if it's fine or not, that would be ideal. So yeah, here's Leeds on the attack, and
Bamford just missed that.
He just didn't get to it.
Straight to the goalkeeper.
I think Leeds need another striker as well, just to try and, because who's out for it? Leeds just now injured, and that's why they're heavily reliant on Bamford at the moment.
I'm not too sure. I thought Bamford was the main striker.
I think he is. I think he's played in more of a rotation, but I think the person who rotates is out injured.
I'm pretty sure he was the main, because he was the main last season.
That was Championship, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think he's been changed. I think Rodrigo came in, but he's sitting in the mid.
That's why I'm getting confused. They brought in Rodrigo, and from Valencia, and he's not really done that well.
It's because he's
3 goals, no assists.
It's because he's playing as a midfielder, he's not playing as we would normally play.
Out of position. I think even when he's played in his normal position, he's not been that strong. Again, it's pretty much a bit. Some players take to it and do really well. Some players don't.
Even if he does take to it, it's going to take him at least 6 months to take to it. Not everyone can just come into a team and go, right, this is how we're going to play. This is like what Fernandes done with Man U. Nobody expected that.
Apple juice. I love me some apple juice. I think I had too much apple juice yesterday. Made me a little bit gassy. I was really gassy yesterday.
Are you sure it was on the apple juice that you were drinking?
Apple juice. I'm sticking to it, Your Honour. Nah, but I was drinking that, and then I was just like, I was drinking the cola as well, and I was hopefully today's games are a lot more interesting, because the Man City game yesterday, there was very little
happening. It was piss poor. It was always pass in midfield. It was just piss poor. But what I've seen so far with this match, there's a lot more spaces, and they're attacking a little bit more in the first 5 minutes. So hopefully this will continue and they'll create more chances.
There's a lot of goals that players are playing into. The thing with the Man City game was, I honestly don't know how Man City got the win there. No team deserved to get beat, and no team deserved to win. Their goal was very, very fortunate, and it was pretty boring, to be honest. It was a real boring game.
But if it didn't go in the first 9 minutes, would Man City have changed the gameplay? I think they would have had to.
They would have had to, but then that would have opened up to Sheffield United, and they didn't really change their game plan too much during the game.
It's because obviously they were up first 9 minutes. Step back and just get the 3 points.
To be fair, I thought Pep would have went for it to get a second goal. But
if Kevin De Bruyne was still there, he would have pushed Man City a wee bit more. But because he's not there at the moment, they're just going to sit there and score 1 goal and then hopefully get the 3 points.
I think the 3 points to them is more important just now than how they're playing on the park. Free kick to Leeds. Leeds just passing it about.
If you notice, Leeds always just plays down the right, so it's easy to mark them.
Aye, it's easy to see where they're going to be going.
Occasionally they go down the left, but mostly just down the right.
Ball back to Schmeichel, and Leicester now have it. I'm hoping this game's a lot more interesting than, as I say, yesterday, because that was just boring. And it doesn't matter if you're a Man City fan, Sheffield fan, Man U, Arsenal.
No, that was
all
also,
games were boring.
The Man U game was just awful to even watch. And that Rashford chance was a complete joke. It was wide open, back post, right after the ball was underneath his feet, but he took 1 touch, shoot. But no, he took a touch, danced a bit of the ball, then he ran back.
Well, we've seen that with Gabriel Jesus in the Man City game. The ball was between his legs, and he was trying to get it under control, and it eventually did, and then he shot. Rashford eventually got it under control, back to goal, and then passed it back. Is that a free kick to? No, it's not. It's play on.
It was meant to be a free kick, but they've played on.
Good tackle there by Leeds.
Was that? I think that was Liam Cooper actually that made that last ditch defending.
Tielemans slipped there now. Rodrigo.
Just simple passes. Come on, shoot.
Bamford. Oh, unlucky. Didn't get a good touch here.
Bamford.
Oh, almost. So, score predictions.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring match. So I'm going with a shock win to Leeds, and it's going to be 3-1.
I'm going Leeds 3-2. Because I'm hoping that all the goals that weren't scored yesterday are scored in this game.
Well, that was just dire yesterday. But hopefully, today's game that wee bit better. But there's a Leeds manager already out assessing the match.
Yes. Every time I see him in that position, all I want to do is get my potty. I don't think I'd appreciate it.
Maybe he's wearing an adult nappy, just need a potty.
That could be true, right? That could be why he's doing it.
Oh, come on. Yeah, look how Leeds are playing the day compared to the games yesterday. So they're simple pass and move, pass and move. You missed that yesterday. There was nothing like that.
Tackle there by Bamford.
Man's hit it was pass, but they were just passing and going sideways.
It was side. I think in this game we've only played 9 minutes, and it's been a lot more entertaining.
Drinking his Bovril. It must be a cold morning, afternoon.
Early afternoon. Bovril out. I miss football games with Bovril.
Bovril in your pie at half time.
It's always absolutely cheap pies that you get as well, and they charge you a fortune.
Last time I went to football, I didn't actually get a pie. I got a sausage roll.
They're even worse.
It was in a meal deal thing. So you got a tea and sausage roll for X amount. So I just went that all day.
It's interesting actually. Seeing Scotland, you're not allowed to drink at games. But if you're in England, you've got a designated area where you can go and buy pints.
Yeah, alcohol.
And drink in the stands.
Yeah.
Rubbish. Come on, Scotland.
That's because
that's sorted.
Because if it happened in Scotland, how many times do you think at half time there'd be loads of plastic cups getting chucked onto the pitch?
Oh, there'd be loads. There'd be riots every weekend. Can you imagine the old fun?
Right, but that would make the game more interesting.
I've been to a few Rangers and Celtic games, and I'm not even joking here. The amount of times people have turned up at those games are absolutely sozzled, and they don't even know what day of the week it is, but they've got a ticket and they're like, you need to let me in. So they get in, and they may have drink hidden in a container somewhere, but you're thinking, why go to a game when you don't remember it? You're that bad.
Because if you get beat, you don't want to remember it, and if you win, you're still partying it. It's the game morning, so you can you've won.
It's honestly, it was when I used to go to the football games. Like, it was just.
But the best game I've ever went to, well, this game's not doing very much at the moment, is Celtic v Man U in the Champions League, and Kensuke Nakamura scored a free kick, and I can't remember what minute it was on, but then Man U went up and won a penalty, and Lewis Saha, remember him from Man U, missed it.
Oh! Goal there by Leicester City.
Was that,
Harvey
Barnes?
Aye.
Oh.
And that came from nowhere. Honestly, that was just passing about in the midfield, and we were just talking there in the midfield. And look, Leeds played a long ball, tried to get to Rodrigo, and Leicester got him on the counter attack. That came from nothing. That's why we weren't talking about it. It's a great pass there by Maddison.
But it's what I'm saying. It's pass and move. We were missing yesterday. It was a quick counter attack, pass, move. There we go. Right. Chance, shoot, goal.
Right.
So, see if this game was on yesterday, then we would have been more excited about the games today.
You know, that's why we're filling the space, because they're just talking, and so they're just passing it in midfield. But that came from absolutely nowhere. That's his 7th goal of the season. That came from nowhere. That came from a apple juice. Came from a counter attack. Leeds tried to get up the park there. Leicester intercepted, and it got to James Maddison, who played the ball through to Barnes, and he finished amazingly well.
To get my score protection, that's the one of the Leicester. No need Leeds to score for free.
Right. And there's Gareth Southgate. He's at the game, and he's obviously taking notes. And I think one player he will be keeping an eye on is. I was going to say, I joked about a couple. I'll go back to that in a second. You're looking at James Maddison. I was going to say, do you remember the old football phone-in with Ante Naimi? And the guy goes, why is Ante Naimi not playing? And the guy goes, he's finished. He goes, he's not finished, he's only 28. Well, I seen a thing from Ante Naimi this week. He says that he's really annoyed with that name, and he wants people to stop talking about it, because it's
Oh, Leicester!
Goal by Leeds!
Leeds!
What? As they say, there's a goal by Dallas. As they say, when you score, you have to keep your head up and defend, because that's when you're going to lose a goal.
That was bad mistake by Leeds. They were just wide open.
See when
Leicester.
See when it cut there to Bielsa, he was doing that. I was like, oh, he thinks he's allergy, but I think he actually spilt some drink in him. What a pass here by Bamford, and then a great finish here by Dallas.
So that's what I was going to say prior to that pass. The two centre backs was nowhere near Bamford.
And again, as you highlighted earlier, they're strong down the right, and that's where they got them. What a finish! What a finish!
By Stuart Dallas. He doesn't score much. I think that's his 4th goal of the season.
Is that his 4th?
I am sure.
Pretty sure we'll find out in a second, but
I'll just say yeah.
1-1. 1-1. That was a goal in the 12th minute to Leicester, and a goal in the 14th to Leeds.
But as I did say, it's going to be a high scoring match. You seen how much space was in the two teams?
And there's Bielsa has just scored the goal, and yet he's still shouting at his Leeds team.
And yet Leicester's on the attack here. And it comes to nothing, but there's still a lot of space.
And there's a lot of space in the midfield and in the gaps. Just
seeing if there was a Leeds player up there, but nah, there was nothing.
Back to goalkeeper.
What was that pass out by Casper? That was horrendous.
Oh, so he could do. He couldn't pick it up, could he? It was pass back, and that was a bad touch.
Couldn't pass back, but that other player on the other one was wide on. It could have passed out a lot stronger instead of passing a lot of height, giving Leeds players a chance to run up.
Well, it obviously worked in Leeds' favour because he got the throw in from it.
And now Leeds are down the right again. Can they make it 2?
Do you know what I find quite funny? See those advertisement barriers that you get. I love how you see quite a lot of them now, and they're advertising either hotels or cruise ships. And I just think, you're not going to either.
Well, it's what they said. I don't think there'll be any summer holidays this summer.
Yeah, so Cliff Richard will need to come up with a new song.
So, where we going to go this summer if we can't go a normal holiday?
I don't know, I just need to stay in Scotland, sunny Scotland. Just the usual.
What happened there? Did Sky lose connection there?
It's a possibility. 1 second.
Just a few minutes. Sky's lost connection. Just need to.
I don't think we've ever done this without a technical fault ever.
We've not, but it's Sky. Looks like
her back.
Nah, it says back.
So
and there's
that's what we thought when it cut off there. Somebody went down with a slight injury.
It was Rodrigo. What's his name, right?
No, I think it is. I'll see anyway.
I'm pretty sure that's Rodrigo.
In fact, that it is.
See?
He's got a bit of a groin strain there.
So question me.
Ball's getting passed back to Leeds from Leicester.
But you see quite a lot of players right now warming up. It must be very, very cold in England.
I know. Well, up here in Scotland, there's loads of snow, and we're just like, go about in shorts and t-shirt. Well, I do anyway.
We talking about there's no snow. It's very sunny up here. We never get any snow or rain or wind
or hurricanes or typhoons.
Nothing. Just sun constant.
It's like California.
That's what happens when you put your radio on. It's always up.
Aye. There's a shot by Leicester. Oh, it almost fell to the Leicester player.
Leicester 2-1.
2-1. Is that going to be offside?
They're looking at it.
They're going to be looking
There's
at it.
only one player celebrating.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's offside.
I went up late because that was a shot there. It got deflected, and then Perez got on the end of it. We'll just see here, but I think that was definitely offside. Let's see.
Yeah.
Aye, Perez is offside.
Just.
But it's enough.
It's enough for Leeds, but yet again, they're wide open.
Right. That's the thing with Leeds. They don't do parking the bus. It's attack. We'll score one more goal than you. That's their mentality.
Have they not only drew like 2 or 3 games the whole entire season?
There's Rodrigo again down with the same issue. I think that's him going to go off.
I think he needs to call off.
He's in agreement with the physios. I think he's going to come off.
But who do you bring on? I can't remember who's on the bench.
Well, they're bringing them on just now.
And do you know who it is?
Well, Rodrigo's going off.
Yeah, we know that one.
I'm trying to bide some time. So
number, I can't even know what number that's. 4.
We'll take a 4.
43. Is this no clutch?
Yeah, it could be. Clish.
I'm pretty sure it's. Yeah, it is.
It is.
So they must. So who can go on the right? Because is he not essential?
I think he is.
Kind of.
So there's Rodrigo straight in the tunnel. I think he is actually a bit more of a more centralised player. So it'll be interesting to see who they put on the right.
Unless he's going to go on the right and just wing it.
It'll be interesting to see. There's Bielsa still shouting. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts his game now and his style. Is that Raphinha?
Looks like Raphinha's went out.
That's right.
Ah well, we'll see how he gets on. Leicester, that's a free kick, surely. Yeah.
That was a meat sandwich, but obviously the want to keep Phillips under control as much as possible. So they've got one or two people marking him, it seems, because he's just went in proper there.
Yeah, again on the right where they go down quite a lot. There's Leicester's not picked them up, and there's still quite a lot of space.
There's a lot of space.
Yeah, again straight over to Bamford on the right.
Back to Raphinha.
Back. So just cross it in.
It's quite interesting to see that the Leicester players followed Bamford.
Oh, nothing.
So that allowed Raphinha enough time to potentially get the cross in. He didn't get it in because the Leicester player ran on, but had the potential there. It's interesting to just to see.
So it's a throw into Leeds final third.
Ayling.
What I would do is just do a quick throw and just cross it in. Bamford can get a head onto this.
You've got number 22 there who's open. Pass back! Oh, see. It was knocked to marking number 22 there.
Who was number 22?
I don't know. It's not number 22.
And was it for Leeds or Liverpool?
I know several of the Leeds players, I don't know all of them.
Is that not you supposed to know?
I'm supposed to know, but Apple just didn't tell me today. Just decided not to.
When you drink the apple juice, you just get half the names wrong anyway.
I put an excuse because I drank apple juice. So it's alright.
I should try some of this apple juice.
Should. Keeps your mind ticking with the vitamin C. Right. Oh, that's a bad pass there. Leicester we're on the attack there. There's a bad pass there by Mendy.
And ever since it went 1-1, the caps are still there, but not as much.
On a side note, it's a Royal Rumble tonight.
Don't know who's in it, but
I don't know, some people that may potentially be in it. I'm just saying that because it'd be interesting to see if we see a riot on the pitch later on.
But then nobody will get chucked over the top rope.
No, because it's been quite physical in the past 3 to 4 minutes.
But I wonder who would win the fight out of Lukaku and Ibra.
Aye.
That's going to happen next rival match.
Or Habib, as I said yesterday, Habib and Roy Keane. I wonder if he'll get into some serious situations. Habib in the butt. No, it's alright, mate. It's alright. Didn't hit me.
How do you think the referee will go? That's not a foul. I'm not getting him a yellow card.
The guy's legs hanging off in that.
That's a fair tackle, man.
That's a real fair tackle. But he's managed more than Usain Bolt managed, because he tried to become a professional footballer, and he did have like trials and stuff, but he was never signed.
That's because every time I've seen Usain Bolt try to play football, he's got good speed, but that's about it. He can't finish a ball.
He'd have been really good as like a fly half in rugby or something like that, but as soon as you tackle him, you probably end up breaking his speed eventually.
No, his age will hit to that sooner rather than later. Is all the speedy footballers that's been there as soon as they reach a certain age. That's it.
I remember having Perez, 15, let's say, and one of the bonus players was Usain Bolt. So when I spoke to people, they went, "But he's not even a footballer. How can he be a bonus player?"
Was that not 2018? Because I think I had him on my right back.
It could have been. So it'll be interesting to see when you've got Habib playing in FIFA as a player. That's why I brought it up, just to bring it round to that. But it'll be interesting to see how he fares.
What rating do you think you'll get an ultimate team for on FIFA or PES?
Honestly, I think as a developer, you want to give him this rating, but because he may come to your game studio, you're going to give him a 99. And here's Leeds on the attack, and Bamford! Good save there by Schmeichel. That was bouncing.
Schmeichel hesitated there.
He did.
Because what happened was there was a shot out, and it went sky high off the Leicester. Fucking hell! I'm fucking Leicester player, and Bamford ran in, tried to get a head on it, and Schmeichel hesitated, and he just got on at the end of it. Just.
I think though, if he didn't control, I think Tielemans was going to clear it off the line. But I think.
You don't want to really commentate on a Leicester Leeds because it's both starts with L and you're just mixing the two names up here.
Hybrid. Yeah, I think that Habib will only be about 60 or something like that. Rated 60.
Oh, well, I know that I'm not saying your house because he's coming after you now.
Yes, he is. It's alright, I'll phone Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor won't win, but he can take the beating for me again. When he thought that Porter, whatever the guy's name was, didn't really take the fight too seriously, and I watched it and it was quite. He wasn't that good. He wasn't that good at all.
Was that the person I knocked him out?
Because what's interesting is, right, so Conor McGregor's team says, look, if you don't get Conor McGregor to a fight before summer, then we're going to move on to the boxing. So they're looking to get Pacquiao. So what they've done is they've decided to more or less put their training into boxing. So when it was Conor McGregor versus Portier, or whatever his name is, was fighting, McGregor was just trying to box him. So Portier just kept kicking his calf, and then that's why he got beat. And here's
Leicester final third. And yet again, there's another issue with Sky.
What's wrong with Sky today? He rallies less on the attack, and again it's done it again. That's
it keeps interrupting us for some reason.
I think we're going to have to just phone up Sky and say, mate, you've been patched. Can't believe I cut it that point. Obviously,
bet you when we go back it's 2-1.
Obviously up here the internet's like cancel internet.
Yeah, that's just bad when this happens. Like closed down Sky Go and just reopen and see if it makes a difference.
I'll get it now. I just don't know why it's done that.
You just need to maybe close down and reopen.
No, that won't help.
Well, there we go. It did help.
It did help. There we go. So it's still
there we
1-1.
go. Leeds is on the attack.
Aye, so go back to McGregor. He's looking as though he's going down the boxing route, and because he's gone down the boxing route, he didn't really fight Portier as an MMA fighter. And
come on!
Here's good shot
good
there!
Save by Schmeichel.
Good shot there by Leeds. By Harris. It was a
simple, see, pass, move, and then
a diagonal ball,
creating loads of space for that passing movement especially on the right, and then the through ball to the left.
And Harrison had a shot, and it was well saved there by Schmeichel.
Do you think ever that he should have left Leicester for a bigger club, Schmeichel?
Would you have got a bigger club? Oh, that's a
goal!
What a goal there by Leeds! 2-1 Leeds.
They're got their hands up. They're looking for something.
What are they looking for? Can it be offside? Are they looking for? Is it going to go to VAR?
I think it's a foul.
But Schmeichel ran over to the linesman, or the assistant referee as they call it, and he was saying something, and then that's when they put up the flag. So
there's nothing that I can see. They play it offside. 43.
When the ball came back. It came back.
Yeah, the play was offside. The substitute clutch.
But did the ball not go over the line though? This is what I'm saying. I'll have to go to Hawkeye ball now.
This one needs to. No, I think that.
Saying that it might not have went off in the referee's watch, but I thought it went over the line.
I think they're getting double checks on VAR, but yes, that's it.
It's 1-1 still.
Still 1-1.
I thought that had went over the line, but Hawkeye didn't go off.
But it was a good save by Schmeichel again, lucky for Leicester that Klitsch was offside.
We're definitely seeing how dangerous Leeds can be. Here's the question though. Who's the better player, do you think?
Look,
See,
he just saved it.
That must have been close because the ball touched
the
underside of the crossbar.
That was a good save.
Here's a question: who do you think's better, De Gea or Schmeichel Senior? Here's Leeds on the attack.
Two different goalkeepers.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on your style of play.
It does. Here's Leeds on the box. Shot. Good save by Schmeichel.
But for me, I would personally pick Schmeichel.
Good run there by Raphinha. Great 1-2 there with Cleach, and then 1-2 with Bamford, and a good save there by Schmeichel. For me, it's De Gea. Even though if you just put De Gea as a normal keeper, not a super keeper, I think he's better than Schmeichel.
No, I would say Schmeichel's got the edge.
There's Harrison going in there.
Well, his son's just proven it, and it's a free kick.
He called that late for Mendy because Leeds has got through there, and that was.
There we go. That's Leeds had about 3 chances in the last 5 minutes, and it's all been down to Schmeichel.
Schmeichel saved them.
And here's Leicester making a change.
I wonder who's coming off. It's interesting. It's only 33 minutes in.
I think they've noticed that there's a lot of space, especially in the back to midfield.
There's a lot of there's a lot of gaps, but I don't see any
injuries or anything.
No, so it must be a tactical change, which surely can only dent your confidence if you're getting taken off. If it's for that.
Well, we'll soon see who's coming off.
What the manager could say, if it is this, he could say, well, I made a mistake and I need to get this now covered. But surely a manager at that level should have known how Leeds are going to play, because even we knew how they're going to play. They play the same way every time they get a chance. There's a great pass here that could have went to Perez.
Pass!
Come on! Right, now!
Come on, Harvey!
Bounce! Great!
Oh! Good save!
Good clean save by Leeds, but he should have passed the ball to Perez
should have
a good 20 seconds previously.
But if you notice that quick in and out run, he done very well. Went past about 2 or 3 Leeds players, passed to Harvey Barnes, and then straight to goalkeeper.
And there's Barnes having a shot, and there's Maddison. He's obviously not happy that he didn't get the pass.
Yet again, loads of spaces.
From what I can see, Leicester are pretty much are getting stressed here, because that was definitely a run that was stressed about that we need to make a statement here. So rather than passing the ball when he should have, they tried to keep going. Anyway,
down the right, straight to Bamford. He's holding it off quite well.
I don't think Bamford thought he was going to get to the ball at any point, so he didn't really fight for it.
Well, he did fight near the end, but the goalkeeper just came out.
Aye, but he didn't fight when it was coming down.
But yeah, again, just a simple over ball head straight to Bamford.
Just Leicester trying to attack again.
Should have really said over the head, but still. See when you wake up and you're still trying to think out what to say.
I'm like that today. I'm tired.
I find that's all the apple juice that you've been drinking.
It was just yesterday, right? So they're taking off Castagne and bringing on Ricardo.
I didn't see any injury with Castagne.
Didn't see anything at all, to be honest. Because he was the one who intercepted the Leeds player.
Bamford died just previously.
Interesting.
Unless he has been limping, but we've not noticed it. Maybe that's the issue.
It's a possibility.
Or he's maybe
he's Maddison taking the free kick and it's going.
Oh, he's maybe he's same as you. I've drank too much apple juice last night. I'm not up to it. Can you sub me off?
Say that again quicker, and it won't be sub anyway. Definitely too much apple juice.
Well, see, that's showing your dirty mind.
There's nothing wrong with apple juice. It's not dirty.
But here's more I'm just for you.
I'll have to just so I can. I was doing weights the other day and my arm's killing me. Yeah, so.
You do weights? Who you try to impress?
Well, I'm trying to impress myself, but have you ever seen somebody of my size trying to get out of bed? Even that's doing weights, isn't it?
Who you try to get? You've not got a pet.
It's true. I stay in Scotland. We sleep on the hay. On the hay next to the horse.
And who smells the worst? That's up for debate.
The horse.
I wouldn't say so. Especially smelling you.
Nothing wrong with that far. Here's Leicester on the attack, and Leeds have brought them down.
Tactical foul. It needed to be, or Leeds were struggling to get back.
You're a big fan of this tactical foul, aren't you?
Not a big fan, but if it's going to happen in a match, you may as well get used to it. There's no point going, oh, it's the tackle. Why did the tackle? Well, it's tactical. Get used to it. But the Leeds trying here, they've obviously lined up, but there's still a lot of space in between them for Leicester. It's a corner.
I was going to say Leicester thinks the corner for
Fofana. He's been.
Is that a tattoo or a haircut?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a haircut.
That's cool.
A good bit of tattoo, but it looks like a haircut.
So go from corners.
I've not seen much of Fofana. What I've heard is he's been a good, stable centre back this season so far.
Here's Maddison in the corner. Don't really watch too much of these games. I've watched a few Leicester games, but not much Leeds. I think the last one was
that one that was awful. Without Calvin Phillips or whenever that was.
So what team's going to go in happier at half time?
Leeds, definitely.
Leicester? No, it's got to be Leicester, surely. Because Leeds should have scored at least another 2 goals.
Yeah, but they're going to be happy because they're underdogs in this match and they're...
Oh, it's Leicester! Crossbar! And it's offside anyway.
But as what I'm saying is, Leeds will be more happy because they're underdogs in this match and they're creating a lot more chances than expected. So I would say Leeds were going to be more happier. Leicester's at home. They're not going to be happy with the performance. They're going to be happy because they're not conceded anymore. But overall, Leeds.
We'll see how the second half pans out. It's still 5 minutes here.
Yeah, again, another tactical foul, but this is by John Evans.
He's claiming that he was hit in the face with an
Did
elbow.
his contract ever get renewed, or is it still up at the end of the season?
No, I'm pretty sure he renewed it. Johnny Evans. Double check, but I'm sure he did.
I'm not too sure. I just know it was coming to the end this summer.
He definitely still got into one of the top clubs.
I think Man U would fucking be needing him back.
I'd take him.
If the serum was like 9 million that they sold him for, and compared to centre backs nowadays, that's very cheap.
He signed a extension in December.
It's good for Leeds.
Leicester.
No, Leicester. See, I'm going to get mixed up because I'm going to stop speaking.
There's a corner to Leeds. It's been quite interesting, the game so far. There's been a lot more happening than what happened yesterday in the games.
Well, that wasn't hard, surely.
That was fucking dire.
But here we go. Can Bamford get a head onto this again? Nah, it was just an easy clearance for Leicester. Got it correct this time.
Yes.
And now Casper with a quick kick up to whoever that is. Perez, but then nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. There's quite a lot of tackling happening at the halfway line at the moment.
There's a lot of breaks that both teams are sensing, and they're doing, as you say, tactical fouls to bring them down. What do you think of Sergio Ramos? Apparently he's definitely set on leaving Real Madrid.
Yeah,
this season.
He's supposed to be going to Bayern Munich. That's the update that I've seen. Because David Alaba has left, they're looking for the replacement, and that could have been Ramos.
He's done. It'd be interesting to see if he wants to go into a team where he could start winning Champions Leagues again from pretty much from day one, or if we go to a team that needs a slight rebuild. Because there's no way that he'll go to a team like, say, Everton that will never compete for the Premiership within his career.
I think Bayern Munich would be a perfect team for him. Because he's getting to that aging career that he just wants to take it easy and he doesn't want to do much.
He's Leicester in attack, and it's been well dealt with.
So if you think about it, Cornell's going to...
Oh, here's Leicester!
Good,
great defending about
good
Leeds.
last ditch tackle in there.
Oh! Oh!
That
Great save there. But do you not think that he would maybe do better or be better served going to the Italian league? Because that seems to be the league that's again up and coming again. It's getting to the point where it's almost back to its 90s glory days.
Him joining back up with Cristiano Ronaldo at Juventus? No. I would say Bayern Munich would be the perfect, or Man U, just so he can help the centre backs. But I would say the ideal situation would be him going to Bayern Munich.
If he wants to go to say Man United, then who then does he replace? Because he
Lindelof.
No, I was going to say it could be Lindelof, but then if you're replacing Lindelof, so you're keeping Harry Maguire there,
yeah, and
then you're putting Ramos here, but then that means that the rotation that you've got just now of Baye, Lindelof, and Tuanzebe, you're not going to continue that.
That Tuanzebe was useless when I saw him against Sheffield United, so I think he needs to go on loan for at least one more season to see how if it helps him, and then within that one more season, Ramos can be his replacement. Just give Ramos a 1 year, like what we've done with Cavani.
But then what do you do with the? So Leicester City are 7 games unbeaten at the moment. I don't know. I think Ramos would be good at Man United, but I think the only way it would work is if you would drop Harry Maguire every so often.
Well, if you think about it, Payet's injured most of the time. Lindelof is a bit shaky.
Yes, Leicester on attack. And
that's the perfect time to get Ramos in, just to give that the centre back, so we can get a young centre back in to maybe help.
No, I thought it was going to be a free kick to.
Should have been a free
Leicester,
kick. Surely.
The player still down. He did get touched there.
Was this Ricardo? No, that's
Tielemans. He got touched. It was quite a stab.
They're looking at it. I think it's more for the treatment situation.
So 3 minutes of extra time being played. Stamped on his right foot. Accidental, but again, it's still a...
Should have been a free kick, but Leicester did play the advantage and nothing came out.
Nothing on. I wonder if people turn on to watch us and think they're Scottish, they're like Graham Souness. Why are they not talking about Pogba? Because that's what he does. Oh, it's Pogba's fault. The world was going to rubbish. Pogba's fault.
Because there's more to do with football than Pogba.
Tell it to Graham Souness.
I would if I knew. Or I would pretend that I was a good football player just so I can get a contract, play for one half and never be seen again.
All you've got to do is pretend that your cousin is George Way. That's what it was.
Easy. Aye, George Way. Aye, he's my cousin. Aye. Can I get a professional contract now?
It was quite interesting because he was around the team for a while, but he kept saying he was getting injured. So it was only when he had to play that one game.
I've actually not saw him playing, but what I've heard was
he was on the attack.
About like a Heedish chicken.
Here's Harrison on the edge of the box.
Cross. Oh, he just hit that out. Goal kick. Tried to go past the player, see they just crossing it. Maybe that's what you just need. It's just a first time cross out of Southampton.
But that was such a fascinating and funny story. There's quite a lot of funny stories when you look at football around the world. There's a person who plays in one of the leagues, but it's a professional league and it's one of the top leagues, and he's 51 or 52.
Is it?
Aye, 51 or 52. He just got his contract extended last month.
Maybe you should find out who is.
If everybody knows, but he's still playing as an outfield player. If he was a goalkeeper, it'd be a bit more like I can understand, but no, he's outfield. I think he actually started as a striker, and now he's came back to the midfield or defensive roles.
That's what you call a workaholic. Doesn't want to retire. He's just happy to play football every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Has he not heard of become a coach?
I thought don't want to do that though. They just don't have the patience to be a coach. I think to be a coach is fantastic if you can say, well, this is what you can do, and encouragement. But I think you've got a player who perhaps has the potential, and you try to show them.
That's at half time, 1-1.
And you're trying to show them, and they just don't really get it or pay attention.
But do you think Wayne Rooney will be a success at Derby, the first managerial job he's ever had?
I think it's too big a job. I don't think it's a job that you should really get. But he's a good coach. I think that's where Chiro started and then thingy. But
you got to remember, Derby is about to get taken over, so it's not like the same as Frank Lampard.
No.
If it gets taken over, he will have money to spend.
But that's the point. Is he going to spend it wisely? Is he going to?
Well, there's Frank Lampard. He started at Derby, went to Chelsea. He bought good players, but didn't work out. He spent over how much he spent, didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne Rooney may do the same mistake, but I think he'll have Sir Alex Ferguson in his ear constantly. Every time he's trying to make a transfer, I'm thinking, would he do this? Would he do that?
Mm-hmm.
So
when you look at the tenure of Lampard, I think you've also got to take into account that he was signed at a time when Chelsea had a 2-year transfer ban.
Mm-hmm.
So he was fantastic because he would come in and he was quite happy to work within the youth. If you'd have had a different manager, we'll just say Ancelotti, just for argument's sake, fair enough, he would have understood the limitations, but when you're a manager of Ancelotti's quality, you want the transfer windows so you can put your own stamp on the team.
Well, what you should have said was, like, Jose Mourinho's only good when he's loads of money to spend.
Mm-hmm. You could say that about Pep as well.
You could say that, yeah.
Pep's got more players in Belfast, so has Chelsea.
Well, if you notice, ever since leaving Barcelona, it has won cups, but he went to Bayern Munich. He won everything except for the Champions League. What they won the year prior him coming. And then I'm pretty sure since Pep Guardiola was there, they never reached the quarter-finals in the Champions League. I'm talking about Bayern Munich. And then it came to Man City, did win the league with his second season, and he's top of the league so far, so we'll see how good he does, but he can't not win the Champions League with anyone else except for Barcelona.
Barcelona are nowhere near the team that they were 5-6 seasons ago.
No, nowhere near. Well, that's what happens when you get 1.5 billion in debt.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of that comes down to the inner politics of the actual club, and that's where the problem lies, because they go by presidents.
No, they are 100% income. 73% of that was just on the football players' wages. That was nothing else. So where did they get the transfer money for Coutinho and that Dembele?
We'd have to put it out. I suppose we'd have to get more bank loans.
It's rumoured that they still owe $35.5 million for Coutinho.
No?
It's only rumoured. I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is true, $35 million just for him.
Do you not think though? Because I'm pretty sure he is getting his game at Barcelona.
Now, that's what you need to do. Once you can't buy anyone better, you've got to work with what you have.
But what I was going to say is, I don't think he's playing that well. I think he's at Bayern. He played with his heart and soul, And he went back to Barcelona and went, do you know what, you fucking me over, I'm just going to...
Well, you noticed that in the Champions League.
We played against them.
He came on, scored a goal, created a goal, he was all happy. As soon as he came back to Barca, he's like, I don't want to be here.
That's got to be a bit of an insult though. I suppose it's different if you're that level of player, but if you're a player of any level, normally you're not allowed to play against your parent club, regardless of what level.
That's down to the agreement.
I know. I'm just saying normally.
Normally, yes, you would be correct, but obviously Bayern Munich and Barcelona did come to an agreement that he could play. And well, I don't think they're happy with that.
No, but what I'm saying is, I don't know if you've seen that as an insult, that he could play against them. I don't know if Barcelona were understanding, saying, well, look, Bayern could do well, so we better let him play because we could meet him, and if we don't agree to this, then the deal's off. There's a lot of things like behind the scenes.
Or do you think Barcelona thought, oh, he'll not too much against us? Yeah, just.
Ah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's my thoughts though.
Oh, there's Graham Souness.
There's Graham Souness.
Wonder if he's brought up Pogba yet.
Oh, definitely. He's actually said 5 words. Pogba was 4 of those words.
Pogba, pandemic.
Exactly. That's all he says.
I don't really listen to him, so I don't know what he says.
I listen to him occasionally. And again, I listen to.
I usually just put him in mute because he just speaks a load of crap.
Don't put us in mute though. There's a goal.
That was just a good goal by Harvey Barnes. It was a quick counter, a quick 1-2. There we go, loads of space.
Great drive then 1-2 with Maddison, and he gets the goal.
I would say that the Leeds goal was more luckier, but
Still impressive though.
Any goal compared to yesterday's impressive.
I know. That was just a horrible game. Not that we're negative. We just say that's how we see it.
Aye, and on a totally unusual note, XRP's you jumping back up.
Yeah, I seen that. Seen it yesterday. It was going back up.
As I said, this would be a perfect time.
Well, I'll check it once I've got everything in place, and I'll buy some. That was a good hold there by Bamford. He checked his run.
That's what I'm saying. That there's obviously he knew what was going to happen. It's like it's been done in training, or they've been playing for so long that they don't even have to look. That they knew where it was going to be.
You've read that, saying something.
Just trying to read out what he's saying, but
he's only mentioned Pogba once in total of 15 words.
Well, that's better than Souness. I didn't even know he mentioned Pogba a lot because I don't listen to him. So
I mentioned Pogba all the time, even when it's not a game against Man United. Pogba.
Nah, I don't notice that.
I wonder how they managed to stay 2 meters apart during a pandemic. Because even if you're in the same room, you're still in the same air.
As what they're saying is, if you're keeping the social distancing outside, because it doesn't spread as quick, inside it spreads. So ideally they shouldn't be all in the same room.
Should be in a little pod. They're in pods.
Or outside and then commentating. Because they do get paid for fortune. What's wrong with getting a wee bit cold every so often?
I watched the FA Cup game the other day, and it was on the car. It was Shearer and Righty, and they're just wearing big jumpers, big jackets, wearing body warmers, and you're thinking, come on, it isn't that cold.
That is.
No.
See if you're not used to the cold weather.
They used to be professional footballers. They used to run about in shorts and t-shirts.
Exactly. Run about, keeping the blood pumping, keeping your body at a reasonable temperature. Now they're just standing there with a mic in front of them. Of course it's going to be cold.
It's not cold.
Saying the
Man
person that always bangs on the heating up to max.
That's because you never have your heating on.
It's because it's not cold, as you say.
I think -5 to you is tropical weather. It's true.
I'm used to the cold weather. I'm Scottish.
There's used to it, and then there's like, it's like a morgue.
Maybe I think that's warm.
It's fucking freezing. It's down here in the basement. It's quite warm.
No, is this not the morgue, as you said?
This is out with the morgue. The morgue's the rest of the house. This is the basement. This is the warmest part of the house.
And you said you're going to go camping in the winter and you're moaning about -5. When you go camping, it's going to be a lot colder.
Aye, but I'll put a fire on. I'll just find the gas knob and turn it.
Are you going to set your tent on fire just to keep yourself warm?
Ian might be like, that's on the gas knob. I'll be like, I don't know.
I don't think he'll be saying it after a few minutes.
No. Looking at that Peloton thing there.
It's an episode of EastEnders happening outside there.
I was just thinking that somebody's banging the bins. Aye, so see that Peloton thing, those treadmills and bikes are expensive. Expensive. And it's only expensive because of the TV monitor. And then you still got to pay £40 a month on top of it to get your Peloton videos.
That doesn't matter. I can't go a bike, so it doesn't matter.
But it's stationary.
And I will still fall.
You probably still fall off it, to be fair.
No, to be honest, I can go up and down hills. I can't go across the street.
It's the easiest part.
But that's what happens when you've got really bad balance. You just go, do. I'm going. No, I'm not.
Fail. No, but Peloton, obviously we don't get sponsored by anybody, but Peloton's so expensive. But Peloton, if you want to give us some money, then we'll see your products are amazing. Just that you're charging almost £2,000 for an indoor bike because it's got a 22-inch telly on it. It's pretty crazy.
Give me a bike to see if I can pull it.
Aye, send me a Peloton and I'll tell you if I like it or not. Nah, it's far too expensive. It's far too expensive. It's not my sort of it's not the sort of thing I'd be paying for.
Nah, not at all.
Not at all.
I don't even understand why people hire these exercise bikes.
I only bought mine so I can use it for when I've washed clothes. Well, I say wash clothes, also I'll wash them in the river.
But then surely you would have already have a bike in the house, so why do you need a second one?
Well, it's too icy to cycle it because it's got slick tyres, so I can't do that.
But surely you can just go out and skid about. That's more for fun.
Aye, end up falling, breaking my neck.
Right, well you've already hurt your foot.
Aye.
But from hurting a wee bit of your neck. There's a lot of fat around that. It's very protected.
So I've got the extra.
Here, that's how I have got protection as well.
Twist. I wonder what that's about, twist.
Well, it's like stick or twist.
I like a stick.
Yeah, but where would you normally put a stick? Just across?
No, I like a fishing rod, isn't it?
Well, that's called a rod, not a stick. Or what do you go with? I've got a fishing stick.
A fishing stick? Aye, but a stick. You just put a wee bit of thread.
Is that what you're going to do when you go?
What I'm saying?
Camping?
It's got a stick.
No, but
and a wee bit of string, and they put a twig in it, and the wee fish will go.
No, but are you holding the fish now? Or are you just going to set a fire and sit and talk about the good old days?
I don't know. Depends on if he brings a fishing rod or not. I don't know.
Has Ian got a fishing rod?
Uh-huh. Aye.
Oh, working one, I mean.
Aye. He's got one that works. I don't really go fishing. I don't really like fishing, but well,
It's the best part when you put the maggot and whip it in. See the waiting. It's just horrendous. But I was about to say, enjoy the scenery.
well, I can just sit there and not have a fishing rod out and enjoy the scenery.
Exactly. But then you can't catch a tinner, because when you go camping, you go to catch a tinner.
I'll wait for an ice cream van to go past.
But you've been you've been in the middle of
I
nowhere.
was going to say it's not proper camping if I've got an ice cream van.
Or are you going to come back home for dinner and just go back out? Or what you could do is go camping in your back garden and order food in.
Order food in, exactly.
Survival.
Survive. Well, this is why it's relevant. Just do what Bear Grylls did. That's what he did. And he made a whole career out of it, showing you how to do a couple of small things, and then he'd go, right, 5-star hotel, right, let's go. And the stuff that he caught, you just put it back, and then went away and had a 5-star meal.
Yeah, on the TV show, but obviously he done that prior and probably actually survived in the wilderness.
Never survived in the wilderness.
Probably not, but
he done some training with the army. I think he was in the army for a little bit, and then he broke his back after climbing or doing the North Pole, something like that. And he had his career. Here's Leicester with a substitution.
bringing in a new centre back.
Can you pronounce his name?
Son Su.
Son
Son
Su.
Su.
Son Su.
Number 4. How you pronounce that, I don't know.
And they're taking off
Mark Albrighton, so they've definitely noticed that there's a lot of space, so they've brought off a midfielder for a defender. Unless one of no, that's them. They're going 3 in the back. You can see the shape.
3 at the back. But again, talking seriously, do you not think that's quite a worry if you're a Leicester fan that your manager hasn't been able to identify that prior to the game being started?
No, because obviously he thought that the normal 2 would have worked, but on this day, it's not happened.
Well, that change he done in the first half, that seems to have been tactical. Unless it was an injury, but that seems to be tactical.
Well, we'll soon see. Unless they're going to go with the 2 wing backs attacking more and the 3 centre backs as a set back. I think that's maybe what they're going to do.
So that's what I try and do. Have the full packs attacking. Quite surprised though that Rodgers didn't have, or put in a bid for Frimpong. That would have been a good purchase.
Especially for 11.5 million. That was cheap, but then I think he only cost Celtic a few 100,000.
But then there's still money going back to Man City. There's a cut go back to Man City. I don't know if he was quite ready to play right back for Leicester, but he would definitely have been a 6-month project. In the
English, I don't think he would have made a good right back because he's not got the height, but he would have made a good right mid.
Oh, it's a good defence there by Fofana from Leicester.
Fofana. And he just kicks it right. Yeah, I still don't know if that's a hair or a tattoo. It's happening.
I think it's the hair. I think it's been a little bit unfortunate that was. I think it's a hair.
Give me 2 seconds. I need to go and do something.
Have you broke your hand?
Aye.
Leicester on the attack. Still Leicester. Good pass. 1-2. Leeds got it. Is that you feeding the dog?
No, he's just.
Oh, he's Leicester.
Leicester, come on!
Oh, good tackle. Good last ditch.
No, as you said, listen to watch this. I'm expecting a holiday coming soon.
Really? No, it's Scotland. Honestly, that's what happens in Scotland.
It happens everywhere.
Don't ever stay in Scotland. Although I think that's when we go back to the whole fishing thing that I was saying about the fishing. I think because you're so used to the scenery, we don't need to sit. Because if we were city dwellers, then we'd go, oh, this is brilliant. We can see mountains, we can see hills, we can see clear water. It's not smoggy.
See, when you go fishing up by the Highlands, it's so different between fishing here. Because when you go fishing here, you see a few trees and nothing very much, hills, trees, everything. But when you go fishing up in the Highlands, you see deers running about and everything.
It's another corner to Leicester, but that's because of the fact that there's very little housing up there. That's why it's more nature. But there was a one of the Leicester players went down. There's not going to be a VAR.
Nah, it was.
He's
definitely nothing
he's
wrong.
coming out and he's asking the referee. So is the referee going to check VAR? I think he is actually.
They're speaking of his wee mic.
He's checking it. It's going to VAR. It's definitely. Oh, come on! That could easily be a penalty because he's got his hand in the back and he's pulling him. That could be a penalty.
Well, we'll see what the VAR says.
That could be a penalty. It's going to VAR. That's what I thought.
Checking possible penalty, and there's no penalty.
Was it right? Yeah.
Yes, it did.
For me, that could have been a penalty.
It could have went to VAR. It's not.
It did go to VAR, but it was a penalty. Here's Leicester on the attack. Obviously, they'll feel a little bit. They'll feel a little bit disheartened there that wasn't given.
It's one of those tackles that you see Vena every week during the corner. It's if you give one of them, you've got to give every single one. And how many penalties are you going to see each weekend after that?
We'd see a lot more goals.
Is that a blood on as in his face? It's come from his forehead.
Don't know. See when it goes back to the camera.
I'm pretty sure it was. If it was, why did the play not stop? And if it...
Back to goalkeeper.
Come on.
Can't be.
Yeah, it is because he's rubbing his hands. He's wiped his forehead, washed his hands.
Oh, that's
yeah.
God, that's God. Should be stopping. Should have stopped. The player should be really there. The player should be saying to stop. There you go. He's saying to stop now.
No, that's him taking a throw on it. He should be seeing it.
No, he stopped. He's put it down and he sat down.
That happened.
Wolf, that's quite a bad cut. In fact, is it above his eye? Or is that two cuts?
No, I think that's just blood that's above his eye. I think it's actually in his middle of his forehead where it's coming from. But we'll soon see once it gets cleaned up and see where the actual cut is.
Oh well, he looks as though he's went 10 seconds with Habib.
Is there any first blood matches happening during the Royal Rumble? Because if it is, he's just lost it.
He's just lost it, aye. They don't do it anymore in WWE. They do it in AEW now, they don't do it in WWE.
So was the last time I was watching wrestling.
And here we go, Leicester have the advantage that they've got 11 men and Leeds will only have 10 on the park. You see Leicester pushing up the tempo with this extra man. Here we go, Fofana.
See, they're definitely playing with wing backs more advanced this half.
That was a bad touch by Perez. Yeah, he should have controlled it on hitting it high.
Is Leeds player on yet?
No, I
don't
think it's on yet. Plus as well, we not have to have permission from the referee. Oh, it's a bad touch here. Bad touch here by Tielemans. If he'd got that just a little bit better, that could have been Leicester through. He's asking to come on now, but he's not come on yet.
I think the goalkeeper thought that he was going to come on because if you notice, the throw went straight to him and But here's Leicester straight back onto the attack.
It's got a bit of the Terry Butcher look about him now.
I think he'll be on now, surely.
You'd assume so. He had the referee's attention earlier, but again, it's these camera angles with Sky. They're not great, although they're much better than BBC. They are horrendous.
No, you told me that time that we were watching it and it would cut and then it would come on just before the goal.
Well, that was
shot.
Sky. That
Yeah.
was Sky.
I
But
thought
when
it
you
was
watch BBC productions, they're so far away. Right, well, he's back on. And he's fixing it. His man bun.
I don't really watch much football on BBC, so. I usually just watch it on like the PC or Sky Go or anything like that.
Here's Maddison. So we're on the 53rd minute.
It's not as
Open as it
open
was last game.
as first half, but it's. I think that's why they brought on 3 centre backs as Leicester.
To try and close it. Because since they've done that, Leeds haven't been able to get as far forward and they've not had as many chances.
I don't know if they've had any chance in this half, and it's been
No, they've been
10 minutes in.
No, they've been the chances have been extinguished. Bad touch by Schmeichel though.
So that's a good management by Rodgers.
He's cleared that up. He's cleared up the issue, but he should have known that before the game. The second, the substitution in the second half makes sense, but the sub in the first half was bringing on Ricardo. They should have known that Leeds were going to pose more of a threat.
Unless there was an injury, we just didn't see it.
I don't see it.
Oh, I had too much apple juice.
No, not with apple juice.
Just all that vitamin C in his stomach.
Exactly.
Just rumbling a bit.
Vitamin C, vitamin D.
Vitamin C, vitamin D.
Can I beat some vitamin D? Here's a free kick now to.
I'm just going to see. Did you just start the clock?
Hi.
Because I was going to say that's not the right time.
I noticed that when I thought I pressed it earlier.
We always
I always
do
forget that.
something wrong. There'll be one stream that we actually get everything to perfection, and we'll forget to press the start.
Is it this one? Aye. Boo! Tatty. It's quite difficult doing these streams when there's nothing to really talk about what's going on in the park.
It'd be a lot easier if we could have obviously if people were on the chat and then we could.
You can talk a lot more about it. You're just watching it and you're trying to comment on what's happening and there's nothing really on what's going on. Great touch here by Brendan Rodgers.
Do you think City will try and offer him a contract to play in the midfield?
Could be a replacement for Scott Brown. Here's Leicester down the left wing. It's 1-1 though. I think if any team's going to score now it would be Leicester, only because obviously they've shut up shop at the back and it's helped so far. Back to goalkeeper.
I still say it's going to be Leeds.
I'd rather it be Leeds. I think Leeds have done fantastic since they've come up since the Championship.
But there's Sheffield United last year. They done amazing first season, and then this season they're struggling to get out of relegation.
But when you lose a good goalkeeper, did not only lose another player as well. That was quite instrumental.
But then you should have backups to replace these.
You should, but then when you're looking at the salaries involved, people don't want to play for 20 grand a week, they want to play for 30 grand a week. He's less on the attack, and his shot far too far out, Ricardo. I think that was a shot, I don't think it was a through ball, I think it was definitely a shot.
It was a shot, but it was falling at the same time, so there was no power.
I won't say that because Perez was coming in there, and if he'd have just held off for that 2 seconds, 3 seconds, it could have went through to Perez. But it comes down to money, doesn't it? They went, oh, I could play for 20 grand a week, but I'll play for that team for 30 grand a week, and they just go to a team for 30 grand a week.
Well, is that not the same with anyone? Unless you're loyal to that one club, but most of the fit players will just follow the money.
Well, Vardy could have left ages ago, but he stayed. He's getting my money now, obviously, but...
Aye, he could have left, but then he got a big wage hike at Leicester, so there's no point in leaving now.
Comes a point when you're getting enough money that you really didn't have to leave. But that's the thing as well, and this is why I was bringing this up, because it goes back to this point. If you'd signed for one of the top clubs in London, before it would be unheard of you signing for another club in London, but now a lot of players come out and go, well, actually, I've got my life here in London, I actually like staying in London, so I'm going to leave this club, unless it's Chelsea, and I'm going to sign for another club, but it has to be in London because I'm not leaving London.
Is that not what happened to...
Good check.
I will say also Mitrovic, the film ticker, he liked London that much that he just joined Fulham on a permanent basis.
There's a lot of people who just don't want to leave the city, so they stay, and it does come down to the fact that it's their lifestyle. It's not a club, but as I say now, it's all about footballs are all mercenaries. It's very very rare that you get a player that's going to play for a club, regardless of a situation. I think Coleman's one of the last players that you could argue he's been there because he's loyal to Everton.
There's quite a few loyal players out there, just need to find them.
There's so many. If you're a Chelsea fan and an Arsenal fan, a Crystal Palace fan, etc., your best players are only going to these other clubs because of the lifestyle, then it's pretty sad.
Half a referee, so now the referee will play a drop ball or whatever they decide to do.
Right, passed it back to Leicester, just passed it back to the goalkeeper. How would you feel if you were a fan of one of the London clubs and your best player decided to leave, but they went to another club, but it was in London, and they said, I'm joining this other club only because it fits my lifestyle. So they've not went because it's fitting their football career.
But then, if it's one of our players, why did they go in the first place? Was they not good enough, or was it just didn't fit into the club's planning?
It could be money. It could be one of those
If
reasons.
it's just because of money, then obviously nobody would be happy with that, but there's nothing that you can do.
And there's Leicester on attack, and that's got to be a no, it's not even a free kick.
It's a fair tackle that was.
He put his hand in his back.
Right, and what's wrong with that?
And here's Quish taking off the ball, and here's Evans asking for Barnes to come and get it. Here's Perez on the attack. He's going to shoot, isn't he? He's going to shoot. Why did he shoot from there? He should have passed. I mean, I've seen Tielemans score from there, but he was never going to score from there today. There was better options. There was Barnes running look there on the left. A much better option. Going back to what we're saying about if you're, could you imagine if somebody left one of the Manchester clubs and signed for another one of the Manchester clubs like Tevez?
Yeah.
It's just and they do it and they say, oh, it's because I like my style here.
Plus, I think Tevez done it just to get back to Man U.
I like it because the way they treated them in the end. It would never happen in like the Old Firm. It only happened once.
There's quite a lot of players.
Twice actually.
That's left Rangers youth went to Celtic youth.
Aye, but big players like.
Aye.
So you've got Mo Johnson who done it, and then you've got
Kenny
Miller that done it. Aye.
But you seen with Kenny Miller, he was a lot happier playing for Rangers.
It's the fact that he played for Rangers, then went to Celtic, and then went back to Rangers, and he's like, oh, I don't like Celtic. Why did you sign for them then?
But you're happier when you're taking your wage off them.
Yeah, you get a lot of players like that, which is it's not the best. There we are. It's got to be a free kick to Leeds. It's just one of the things though. When you're looking at at a football team, you think, oh, this team could get this player in or that player in, but sometimes it just comes down to the geographics of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they go, well, you're based in, say you're based in Manchester, and you're like, right, I really want that player from London, but you just won't move because you go, well, I've got a great life in London, so I'm not moving up to Manchester.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
To sign a player is a lot harder than you would first think, because you need to get this agent involved, make sure he's happy to join a club, he's happy to leave the club that he's at, and then the finances, make sure that's all correct. It's not as easy just putting like what Perez or FM makes it to be, like just putting an offering you signing. So it's a lot more harder than that.
And a free kick again. Calvin Phillips there being tackled there by Mendy.
So there's about 25 minutes to go. Do you still think that your score prediction is going to be correct at 3-2?
3-2, definitely. Because here comes Leeds. Well dealt with. He's been pretty good, that defender, since coming on. Been watching him run about and controlling the defence. And he's,
what's his name?
Ponytail. And he's let Johnny Evans in that run on. I was going to say, was it that Suatsu player?
Number 4.
Here's a free kick to Leeds in a dangerous position. If they get the players forward, I would here. You've got the guy on the left hand side, Harrison. You could put some people in the box so that you think, well, Cooper's basically saying put the ball in the box. Raphinha.
It's quite a nice free kick taken, and we'll see what happens.
And there's good. No, it was terrible.
Straight to Schmeichel.
That ball just seemed to hang in the air quite a long time. I thought it was going to start coming down.
I thought, well, during the first half, Leeds would have came out and had a lot more chances, but Leicester's just closed all the gaps at the back since the second half.
It's not been.
It's not as been. It's not
as open
attacking in the first half at all.
It seems to be that Leicester obviously want to win, but they're not prepared to push bodies forward, and they're always keeping people behind because they know how dangerous Leeds are. So with this would put them basically joint points with Man U, which just means that they've not capitalised on Man United's 2 previous results.
But I think Man U's playing Everton next weekend,
who haven't been that strong actually in the past couple
so
of weeks.
Maybe get back on to winning ways against Everton, hopefully.
Could be. Great interception there by
and if Rashford actually hits the ball instead of passes back, he might actually score.
Did you see that was an interception there by Calvin Phillips, again so instrumental. Just been watching his play today. He's been so good. He's not been overly good, as you'd say, like some players like are playing the ball off the park and stuff. But he's been so instrumental, and you just see how he feeds. It goes from defence to midfield, and he's been such a good player since coming back.
This half is definitely harder to commentate on.
There's not much you can really say if there's nobody commenting or anything. It's more difficult, isn't it?
Yep.
I want to hear everybody else's stories. I want to hear big stories.
The kindest stories.
Campfire stories.
Is that so you can get used to it?
So I'm not scared when I'm camping.
It's fine. You'll have your calf now, but you can play it.
Here's Leicester on the attack. It's Perez. Great tackle there by Leeds. But he's got it back.
Go.
Calvin Phillips again came back to make himself available. Tielemans is on a run. That was too much of a stretch to be fair. I thought I would have seen more of Maddison today, to be honest, but
there's still 23 minutes to go.
And that's it. He could still score 2 goals and get man in the match.
Well, or he could score 2 own goals and get my score prediction right.
It's very true. That's a free kick to Leeds. It's not in the best position. It's almost at the halfway line, but
yeah, there's nothing we can really say about this match now.
No, there's no serious people that they're commentating like week after week after week and day after day after day. Man, it must be difficult to sit there in a football stadium and commentate on that.
Well, that's why they have got other stories to tell and that, but then we've kind of said them all.
No, there's no loads of stories to tell. Like, he looks like he's Terry Butcher there and he's got his head cut well, his head bandaged, or as he looks like Rob Nisbet from Scotland.
Or you just...
What, a ball there? Is it? It was well defended there by
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
You're just picking at strings you're hoping to get some.
Strings like string vest, Rob Nisbet string vest. I'm picking it all the straws and string vest.
Right. Well, hoping something happens. 20 minutes to go.
So, checking the league table. No! That was a bad pass there by Schmeichel to Evans, who almost put them into trouble there. We're looking at the league table.
Did Chelsea win in the earlier match?
I did that. So, actually, they'd be a point behind. 21 games, point behind.
Well, that's good for Man United.
Chelsea won 2-0. Marco Alonso, pretty sure that he wasn't getting many games towards the end of Lampard's reign.
He's one of these defenders or players that you don't really have much.
Here's Leeds. It's Bamford. Oh! What a goal, Bamford!
Out of nothing again.
Out of nothing. Anybody that watches us will be saying, why are you even doing this? Because you don't say anything about football. Because there's nothing happens until it happens. That's what it's like. Honestly, you can't be... Again, Calvin. That was Calvin Phillips there.
That's a bad kick away by John Evans.
Oh, he's onside. And again, John Evans plays him on. And it was number...
That was a good goal though.
It was
top
fantastic.
corner.
It was. It was number 4 again, that Sunasu, who's put the hand up to say offside, but obviously John Evans played him on.
Well, looks like my prediction could be correct. So 20 minutes to score another one, or 20 minutes to get an equaliser. We'll soon see.
(2-1) to Leeds. Bamford, 11th goal, because when we commentated on the Leeds game 2 weeks ago, he was on 10 goals in 17 games. So this is him now on 11 goals, 19 games, I'd say.
So it's not done. It's not done exceptional, but it has got a good return rate. Much better than Martial this season though.
Martial needs to go in the wing and stay in the wing. And here's Leeds. I thought Leeds were going to do at least on the first half, score within 2 minutes of that team scoring.
Or just put them on the transfer market and hopefully somebody will pick them up.
Depends how much money you get from them. I'd take 40 for them, but I wouldn't want to sell them to anybody in the Premiership.
I would take a bag of chips for them.
And you'd drive them to the airport. Here's Barnes. It's going to be interesting to see what Brendan Rodgers does now. Here's a free kick to Leicester.
I think he'll go more attacking now. Like he'll push the ones that little bit more, and he'll play at a higher line.
That's going to be a danger though, because you've seen in the first half when they were playing further up and they were a lot more exposed, and that was Johnny Evans there who got caught out of possession. And here's Leicester making yet another substitution.
But what's the point in sitting back? You've got 18 minutes, may as well go.
Well, when you're third in the league and your potential, you could finish today second all to play for. I think when I checked the league table there, I think that Leeds had already scored, and then that's why I was seeing the league table like that. Here's Leicester, they're definitely up the tempo.
That's a free kick. That's a yellow at least.
That's Clish. That's a free kick. That's a yellow card to Clish.
That was a bad tackle on Mendy.
It was unnecessary. That could easily have been a red card. When you kind of go in with the studs and then go, you just kind of do that. You can't do that. Not in this day and age. Not with VAR. You've got to play it safe, and that was not safe. In fact, it's 5 yellow cards this season.
That's because he tackles like that quite a lot.
Here's Maddison. He's obviously looking. He's the man. I wonder if he knows that Southgate's in the stands.
I think he'll just cross this one in.
Oh, what a ball! What a ball! Here's Leicester! Oh, great defending there. That was
Fofana.
I was going to say Farfan there, but I knew it wasn't Farfan. That was Fofana. I'm trying to see who defended it. Was that?
I think it was Cooper.
I think it was Cooper as well. Aye.
Yeah, that's Ditch just get in front of the ball.
Great defending.
But here's a corner.
Oh! I thought they scored. Leicester thought they scored. Johnny Evans almost got the end of that, and that could have helped after his mistake that played on Leeds. Onside as well.
Oh, onside, yeah.
Cammy's in the way. You can't really see because of Cammy, but it was onside there. That was Evans and Perez going for it. I don't think Perez looks too happy with Evans, but they're both in the stretch and both couldn't get to it.
Just shows though, Leicester's gone for it a wee bit more attacking, not, but maybe get an equaliser.
Here's Perez. Here's Maddison. I was going to. Good save corner. Sorry, apple juice. I'm just going to say that in the last 3 to 5 minutes, Leeds there, as you see there, their back three, back four is nowhere. It's not structured. It's completely. It's all over the place, and this is why there's a lot of space for Leicester.
Leicester has scored the most goals in the last 15 minutes.
That's 12 goals.
So look, it looks good for them to get an equaliser.
Come on, that is terrible. That's terrible. If you have caught the ball, why would you punch that? Just catch it, mate. Catch it. If you'd caught it, this wouldn't have happened, and he almost spilt it and let the Leicester player in. No, you've got to catch those. You've got to catch those.
Catch a ball, or at least with the second one, catch it without trying to.
Here's Barnes. Oh, my foot. Here's Barnes, and Raphinha came back. He's picked it up. It's definitely back. Let's go back to Leicester, to Leeds. It's definitely got back to how it was in the first half, which is a lot better.
More attacking now.
More attacking. We don't need to tell as many stories because it's not like side.
Yeah, and we're kind of run out, to be honest.
I wonder if Leeds, I think they are going to go for it. I think they're going to go for a third.
Of course. They don't stop.
No, they keep going. Even when they played Man U, they're getting beat by 6 goals. And here's Leeds on the attack. It was well dealt with there by Leicester.
Leicester's just hoping to get in front of the ball.
They're definitely missing the likes of Jamie Vardy in this game because he would have been a fantastic outlet. But here's Tielemans.
That was a good touch by Fofana.
It was actually. Now he's off. Good defending there again by Phillips. That's not Phillips, sorry. Phillips is the
other one.
Has the things in his hair.
But there's 13 minutes to go. Do you think it will be 3-1 or equaliser if it's an angle?
I wanted it to be 3-1, but I think it might be 2-2. It was actually Harrison, and the reason I'm getting so confused is there's so many man buns in the Leeds team.
I think if you go with it, you would also have a man bun.
I would try to grow it. Here's a substitution by Leeds. They bring in Costa. And again, back to Leeds. He's been warming up for the past 5 minutes. Again, here's another injury. Again, it's another groin injury. And this time, again, it's on the player who's playing on the right wing, and it's Raphinha. Be interesting to see if he carries on, but I don't think he is.
I don't think anyone wants to play on the right wing. They're just all faking out injuries.
They sometimes do that if it's a sister's birthday coming up and your name's Neymar. Creepy. Seen the goal again there by Bamford. Fantastic take, fantastic goal. First thing he does is looks over and goes, is it offside or not? And for him, it wasn't.
These injuries take far too long to get off the pitch.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why there's all injuries though. I wonder if it's due to lack of rotation because there's a lot of games being played these past 8 weeks. 8 weeks it is, because we went to 2 to 3 games every 7 days, and that was at the start of December, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Raphinha coming off and Costa coming on.
Is he going into the right wing?
It'll be interesting to see where he goes. And here's Unda for Leicester.
I've never seen Unda.
Yeah, Fofana's making way. Is he not it's under no just a new player for
I'm not so sure, I've never seen him. Could be now.
It's his new boy.
Alright.
So he's Turkish and he's came from Roma on loan now, so he is.
Alright. Oh well, soon see if he's any good.
Right. I thought he was a new player.
So the attempts in the last 6 minutes, Leicester's had 5, Leeds had none.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Leeds.
Oh, how did you miss that? That was fortunate for Leicester that was an air shot.
Yeah, again, here's Leeds. If he can get the ball out of feet, can't.
That was lucky.
Luciano.
Almost a bad touch there by Leeds, actually tried to clear the ball. Fortunate that got away. It's definitely been a lot more interesting the past 10 minutes since Leeds went ahead. I wonder if Brendan was looking at it and going, right, I'll take the draw, and if we can get a goal in the final 15 minutes, as we've done 12 times this season, it'll be good, but I'll take the draw. But now he's chasing the game, so he has to obviously.
Well, obviously he's been more attacking. The shots have just showed that. They've had 5 and Leeds has had none, except for that air shot from the corner. But I think if he even got a wee touch on that, that would have been in.
Oh, it was destined. If you're a Leicester fan, you're not too happy with this performance. But I think a lot comes down to Brendan Rodgers' decisions at the start of the game. I really do. I don't see how you can blame the team. If the team went out, done what they were instructed to do, he saw that there was too much space. He then changed it, but with a substitution. Again, changed it again in half time to make it more tight, compact. This one more compact, which worked for most of the second half until Leeds got the break and scored. There's a free kick to Leicester in a dangerous position.
And it was because of Costa. There's a free kick. He seems to be playing Messi as like a right back instead of the right wing.
Is he? Here we go. We've got Tielemans and Maddison over it again.
I think if it was Maddison, he just needs to go for it this time.
It's Maddison now just standing over it, and he's going to play it over, and they're going to try and get it in with their head.
I would just go for a shot.
The goalkeeper's standing there, like you could easily put it in the goalkeeper's left. I think you'd beat him. I really do. I really do. If you put that enough power in that shot, you're beating him. He's done that. Put a ball in, it's poor because when a Leicester player made the initial run, the players have ran on. So when Maddison's played his ball finally, here's Leeds. Come on, Bamford! Pass!
Pass!
Pass! Yes!
Go!
Oh yes! On the counter attack.
3-1.
That was my prediction, wasn't it? Or 3-2.
You said 3-2.
Leicester will score. Prediction's right. But I was just saying there, Maddison's standing over it. The players came in and made the run. The players have moved, as you see here. So by the time he plays the ball in, the players have already made their move. And
it's a quick breakaway.
And there's no one there to run onto it, and then that just leaves.
That was 2 passes and a straight to Bamford. Bamford ran, passed down to Harrison, and Harrison's just scored it.
I'll be honest. Here, I thought Bamford wasn't passing. I thought he was going to shoot.
I thought he was going to shoot as well.
But that's the difference. That's where a player like Greenwood really needs to learn to pass the ball in these situations. Because he would have shot.
Oh, aye.
And it's a team game. Just pass the ball. But that was fantastic by Bamford. And now Leicester are thinking, but again, that comes down to the free kick. The free kick was terrible because you've got the unit, and the unit's moved when the first players ran over the ball. So when the ball does come in from Maddison, the unit's here, and the unit then has to try and backtrack to get the ball, because what Maddison was attempting to do was get the ball over so the unit could run onto the ball. And then you just see that Leeds then seen it and went, and then they've ran up the park.
Should have went with us and just went for the shot and they left.
Aye. I think I was thinking that earlier, because the free kick was quite centralised. You're in a dangerous position, because if it's left or right, it's easier to play the ball. There's Leicester on attack. There. That's it to Barnes. Why play it high? You could play that across the ground, because now Barnes has to try and control it. And he's went
Leeds has got the ball.
Aye, Clush. That should have been across the ground. That should never have been high. And here's
Costa
almost. No, that should have been across the ground.
I don't think he wants to spin right.
There's Barnes looking frustrated, and he's looking over at his teammate, and obviously he's thinking, mate, if you put it across the ground, I could have at least have ran onto it, trying to control it. If you play it high, it takes you longer to control it.
Aye.
All we need is folk to actually comment, and we'll tell them how to play football. And here's John Evans.
Or if you want to get the score prediction correct, I can also do that.
I'm surprised you didn't. There's still time yet, but you probably have got this one now.
I think that's the first time I've had one in so many months. Let me have it.
I'm not surprised that Leeds won, because this is where Leeds play.
But once Leicester up 1-0, I thought my score prediction was out the window. Because I thought they were going to at least score 1 or 2 more.
I sort of that. They might as well score 1 to get my prediction correct. But it's just such a poor performance. Again, it comes down to Brendan Rodgers, the way that you set them up. If you play Leeds, you know what you're getting. It's not, they've just come up from the Championship, they're not going to play like that. You've seen them play for the past 6 months. You know how they're going to play. You know they're going to attack. You know that they're going to go down the right wing.
Aye.
So you know what to do to try and neutralise it, and that wasn't done. you've got to remember as well.
Tried it in the second half.
Oh, is that Bamford?
That's offside. Tried it in the second half, and because of Bamford getting that lucky strike in the top corner, that's fucked up Brendan Rodgers, and he could never recover.
I think if he'd have played this game 2 weeks ago without Calvin Phillips in the park, his tactic may have worked. With Calvin Phillips in the park, it doesn't work.
Leeds play completely different with him because he's everywhere. He's like the Bruno Fernandes in Man U. Doesn't matter if it's back or up front, he's always there.
There goes, as you say, this Calvin Phillips there trying to run onto the ball. So, man of the match, 88th minute, man of the match.
Bamford.
Going for Bamford.
Only because he has scored and created, and he did hold up the ball for the first goal as well.
I'm going to go for Phillips. And you hear Phillips and, oh, come on! He's on the ball now, but he got half. Sorry, that was Harrison.
Did Bamford not actually create the first goal? Because I know he held it up, but I'm pretty sure he also created it.
He was involved.
I'm pretty sure he created it. He was the assisted player.
I'm going to go for Calvin Phillips, man of the match.
I'm going with Bamford.
We'll see if any of us are correct when they put up the man of the match.
It would be something that we've never actually thought.
It'll be Jimmy Vardy, no doubt.
Can't be any worse than Leicester right now, so it's fine. So there's less than a minute to go. So they could score goal every 15 seconds.
I've been quite impressed though with Unda since he's came on.
He's got quite close control.
Yeah, there you go, he's got the ball again. No, he's been quite good. His vision seems quite good thus far, but he's going to shoot.
Over. I thought he was going to get your score prediction correct.
I thought he was going to score there as well. I think he should have passed, but I think he just looked at where his teammates were and thought they're not in any good position.
Nah, he needed to go for a shot or he was going to lose the ball, so he done the correct thing. Plus that would give him...
Is that a corner now actually?
No, that's a goal kick. Plus that would give him the confidence to take more shots on in future matches.
I think he's definitely going to be a good signing for Leicester. But that breakaway from Leeds was just fantastic.
One pass, two pass, straight on to Bamford. And as soon as it got to Bamford, if he hit the shot, I think he would have missed. But because he saw Harrison running, he laid it off. See, it doesn't always score every match, but it does give Leeds 100%.
That's it. You can't... it's a team game. I think a lot of players forget that. I hate when you get players like that. They just don't pass the ball and you're thinking, come on mate, pass the ball, your team will do better. It's that schoolboy mentality. Oh, I scored 3 goals in that game, but you didn't mention that you had 20 shots. Here's Leicester on the attack again.
I can remember playing football at school. Everybody was just running with the ball. They just never ever passed. I used to just punt it from my goal to their goal because the pitch wasn't that big.
We see that a lot with these with a lot of these players, but it's quite refreshing to see that Bamford wasn't taking that mentality. It's good to see that.
Maybe Lukaku should take that as well with Ibra. Right, we were teammates at Man U. We should go on.
I think there's a lot of hatred from a team.
What actually started it off? Because I just seen them.
A shot. Oh, good, well defended there. Perez went to go in and it was well defended. What was that? Sure, I think it was a bad tackle.
Because I seen the tackle, but none of them was actually involved, and then they just started to fight.
They came because it was Ibra there and Lukaku there, and they came.
I think that'd be a good fight to watch if it ever had become a fight.
Book it. I mean, if they're booking the likes of Jake Paul and Logan Paul,
that would be the next main thing. Lukaku v Ibra.
Ibra will win.
I would think Ibra would win as well, but it'd be good to see.
Oh, there's Bamford. He's down. He's injured. I think he's going to come off.
If he's injured, that'd be bad for next week.
He's definitely injured.
No, it looks like he's...
No, he's not. Look, he's hobbling.
He's hobbling, but it looks like he's going to recover. It looks like there's nothing there.
I mean, he's obviously trying to walk it off, but he'll get a scan on that.
He'll get rested for maybe like a day, but he should be back normal.
Good cross there.
Why?
What was that? It was a good cross by Leicester. There was something in the box, but then Leeds could have easily have cleared that. Oh, I think he's blew the whistle. Bamford's still. It's ended 3-1.
He's in pain, but he got up. He's hobbling. So I think what happened is maybe get a 24, 48 hour rest, and he'll be back for next week, I would imagine.
So please like, share, subscribe. Honestly, doing this is a lot more difficult than what you would think. Before I forget, actually, because I thought I had changed that, but honestly I hadn't.
No, you didn't change it to 3-1. I didn't even notice that.
Like, share, subscribe. Try to comment on this is a lot more difficult than what you think. So that's why we sometimes fill it in with some stories, because sometimes there's nothing happening on the park, but when there is, then we'll start talking about that.
And there's Rodgers. He doesn't look very happy, but
well, he could have went second, and obviously that didn't happen. So
it's the same as last time after lockdown. I think he's going to fuck it up.
That's true. Right. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you.